Roger on unit 121. 34, 1 to 34, come in. Are you en route to the battery, suspect 318 3rd Street? Roger, on your screen, 318 3rd Street, at in the parking lot.
Hi guys, and welcome to Covert Coaching. If you haven't subscribed already, do subscribe. We are giving you self-development tips every Sunday. So today we're going to talk about how to recognise that you're addicted. Now, you can get addicted to anything. So, Josh, what are you addicted to this week?
This week?
Yeah.
What was my addiction been this week? Come back to me on that one.
Right.
What have I been addicted to?
Do you not know it? The first step towards getting better is to admit that you're addicted. Are you in denial?
Okay, I'll be honest. I've been watching a series.
Yeah.
On Netflix.
Right.
And you know when you're in that mood where you're like, okay, right, I'm gonna watch this, and then I'm gonna go to bed after this.
Yeah.
And you watch another one, and then you watch another one, and then
binging.
Yeah. So binge. So have you ever had that when you just
Yeah.
It was a Netflix
binge watch
series.
Netflix.
Yeah.
That's what it's there for. It keeps you there all day.
Well, yeah, I know, but this is the thing. Like some of these series, they have like 50 odd episodes. They don't have 50 episodes. They have like
quite a few.
20 odd episodes
or
something, and then you watch them, and then it's always towards the end that they're most like it's like you have to watch the next one to find out what happens. And
I did that with 24. So it's all meant to happen in 24 hours. So that was even more confusing. So you watch 12 hours of 24, but every episode's meant to be 24 hours. By the end of it, you feel like you've been in a casino and you have no idea if it's day, night, Thursday.
Casinos
house.
are another. Yeah, some people are addicted to, but it's another thing. Yeah, where they're very clever at that. Where you go into a casino and you come out and you've no idea what the time is. Mm-hmm. There's purposely no windows. There's no clocks. You just have not got a clue. Very good at keeping you hooked, aren't they? Very
Snooker
good.
clubs used to do that. I used to go in a snooker club, play snooker, no clocks in there at all.
Yeah, before you know it, it's next week.
It's like next Wednesday.
Yeah, but there's no clocks in there because you used to pay by the hour. If you paid to rent a table by the hour and you're putting pound coins in the old light, I don't know what sort of, the ones I used to go to was the old pound coin in the light machine or whatever it was.
Yeah, that's it.
You had if you had no concept of time.
That's it, wouldn't it? It goes off every 10 minutes.
Yeah, but you don't realise, especially doing something like that, how suddenly you've been playing for 3 hours and you haven't noticed.
Yeah.
And it's every company's got a really clever way of keeping you addicted, haven't they?
Yeah.
So something we were talking about earlier was Facebook, and how Facebook are very clever at getting you sucked in, aren't they? Very good at getting you sucked in with their algorithms and all that sort of stuff, and they get you sharing stuff, and you start getting your numbers go up, and then they'll change the algorithms and just make it that bit harder, and you got to sort of start again, and it's. People do get very sucked into things like Facebook. I mean, there's loads of people who just literally switch it on in the morning and they're on it all day.
Yeah, they're like your classic Coke dealer, aren't they, Josh?
Yeah.
It's like, aren't they?
Yeah, of course it is.
Josh.
They are. They give you a little bit. When it first started, Facebook, you can get, and then you start getting all your likes and all your people liking your stuff.
Boom,
loads
now
of views.
you got to pay.
Now suddenly you have to pay. That was the first bit to get more. Because you want more, you got to pay for it.
Yeah.
But now you're getting less for more.
That's
so now you're paying, and if you don't pay at all, you don't really get seen
anything
anyway.
at all.
No,
so it's very easy as well to be a consumer of, be on the consumer side of that, of that happening. How can you switch it and use that sort of method in your business?
Well, on the consumer side of...
So as you can see, so if it's something that you can identify that's happening, how can our viewers use that sort of method as something that's going to help them to grow their business or to, promote what they're doing?
Oh, it's a really tough one because it really depends. It really, really does depend what you're doing. If I feel personally that a lot of people put far too much trust in Facebook. And what I'd always say to anybody, especially if you've got a business that is completely, involves Facebook. That is the
Yeah,
only
completely
platform you're
online,
advertising
yeah.
on. Is completely, you haven't even got. There's loads of people out there haven't even got their own website.
No.
They don't direct people from Facebook to a website. They just use Facebook. And what you got to remember is your account could disappear tomorrow.
Of course it could. Yeah.
I know many businesses that they've done something wrong on Facebook, and that you've only got to put up 3 pictures with too much text on them, and they shut your account down. And you imagine you spend the next 10 years building up a business, and you just use Facebook as a platform, and then someone, an employee, hasn't even got to be you, could be an employee, somebody thinks they're helping, somebody thinks they're doing you a favour, goes and boosts an ad or something, they do it wrong, and you get your account shut down.
Yeah.
And once it's gone, it's gone. And you could have 5 million likes.
Yeah.
And it's so. What I'd say to people is secure everything. Make sure you've got your own website. Direct people to a website. If you're going to use Facebook advertising, either advertise a website, a link for people to follow to a website, or advertise a product that people will then go out and research and search for on Amazon or something like that. But if you're solely on Facebook and that is your whole business plan is based around Facebook, I would urge you to reconsider your path. Think about,
well, actually, I think
because
it's a very
Facebook
good
could
point.
disappear as well. I mean, what if someone came along, someone like I don't know. I mean, I remember probably 15 years ago, 10, 15 years ago, a website called Friends Reunited. Do you remember?
Yeah.
It was like the biggest new thing. It was going to be worth billions of pounds. And where is it now? It's gone. I think they've shut it down.
They did, yeah.
It's one of those sites where at the time it was going to be, and it was like, it's probably what gave them the idea for Facebook, to be honest. It was like a really sort of precursor of that. And it was set up, and it was going to be like the next big thing. It was worth billions of pounds, and then suddenly it's worthless, and they shut it down. I believe it's shut down.
I don't know.
Myself and millions of others haven't looked for years, but it's certainly it's certainly disappeared very quickly, and you only need a new platform to come out, and Facebook could do the same. It's already being eaten into with Twitter, Instagram. What's the ones you kids use? Snapchat, that's the one. Yeah, Snapchat. Look at the little smile. He loves it. I know my daughter's using it and things like that. And you only need something like Snapchat to come along. And all the youngsters get involved in Snapchat, and then basically in 10 years' time, that will be the new platform.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And so if you're looking for longevity for your business, don't base it around a platform you have no control over. They can change the algorithms. They can change the rules. They could change. I mean, what if Facebook tomorrow decide they're going to charge 10 times the amount for advertising? Bang, you're out of business. So I would always be redirecting people back to somewhere where you've got control. So the same for us. We've got our success4.com website, and we redirect people to that. We don't,
I think it's the case as well. Rather than being annoyed when Facebook do things like this, because it still gets people talking about it and things like this. You use that model, okay? Because it's like you said, they give you a taster of what's possible, how many people you can reach, how many interactions you can make, and then they start charging for it. So it's very, that's very much, we're quite open about it. That's very much our model as well. So the successful platform is somewhere where you get huge value. If you want more, it's that it's there as well.
The coaches that are on there.
Exactly, and you need to show that if you look at it from this way, you need to show that you can get results. So Facebook shows, it showed you over the last couple of months that it's possible to have a lot generated organically through your own page or whatever. But then it's showing you, okay, if you want to carry on with this, then you need to pay the money. It's worth paying. You already see that it's worth it. But for those people who don't necessarily have much of a demand, then they're not going to be the ones pressing to pay. And that's the way the world works, because the richer in this will continue to get richer because of the fact that they're happy to invest more money to get more results. And those people who are afraid or don't necessarily they just chuck £10 and don't say it doesn't work, expect become again, it's that whole instant gratification.
Well, this is the thing. That's the addiction, isn't it? The addiction to Facebook and social media is I've set up a business and I'm online and I've done it, and it's this addiction to the simplicity of it when it's not actually that simple to run a business. Your Facebook, I always thought was basically a way of you going, I don't advertise in magazines, don't advertise in on the telly, can't afford that, but I've got my own platform to advertise. But it's become people have just based a whole business around it because it's really easy.
Yeah, I think what people forget is it wasn't a business advertising platform. It was for people to share their social. You know, it's social media, isn't it? You know, it's for people to share their social life, and companies would advertise on there that you would see that which was relevant to what you do. I think a lot of people have taken this whole new level where, you know, I talk to a lot of people certainly in retail, and they get very wound up by people who are, you know, running their own business. You know, I've got a home business, and it's somebody working cash in hand selling stuff on Facebook. There's a big difference between the two, and you know, there's a lot of home sellers, a lot of people who sell out the garages and things like that who are making a lot of money through Facebook. You know, and they're just advertising on Facebook, and it's again they're the sort of people they're addicted to the likes. You know, they need the likes, they need the people coming and buying from them. But again, that could all change tomorrow. So I just, you know, I worry that people would are doing it for the wrong reason. Or you know, I think Facebook changed the algorithms because they know they can get more money out of people
100%,
as well. You know,
and it's changed very recently. I've seen it in the last month or so. I'm sure they've done something because it's just completely changed. I mean, the reach has gone. I've seen people that were getting a lot of views on their stuff just drop off.
Well, ours did in a lot of ways, and the views on a lot of our videos dropped off. Luckily, we still get the people going direct to the site and watching them, so it's not, you know, it's not a disaster for us because we haven't promoted just on Facebook. We use Facebook to promote our website. You know, and that's what we use as. It's not, if everything we done was on Facebook and Facebook disappeared, then we would have wasted years of hard work.
Yeah.
You know,
so the addiction
our website is
to that one platform, is it? Or the social media, the ease of...
I think we can cover the whole lot under social media. People are addicted to social media. They're 100%. Addicted to sitting trawling through. They're addicted to putting stuff on there. You know, I know people that can't eat a meal without taking a picture of it and putting it on social media. They can't, you know, they can't do a single thing without putting it on social media. And you know, I think that is an addiction.
I think Instagram's worse, if I'm honest. I really think Instagram's worse because really it's just a picture of you just doing this half the time.
How's it going again? You didn't get the lips right.
I've done it. I do it now and again. I'm not saying I'm not susceptible to it, but I see I'm addicted and I'm getting help.
But yes, I mean it's really simple, quick. It's quick gratification, isn't it?
People,
you do it.
There.
People like it. Job done. And
hashtag pow. You know what? Who typed pow into Instagram to find it anyway? Apparently people do.
Hashtag, isn't it? Hashtag unicorn at the moment. That's like the thing, isn't it? Just unicorns in general. It's like this. Every shop you go into. Every shop you go into is
stable.
Josh, you're nearly off the side of the screen, man.
Oh,
yeah. Yeah, people won't be able to see your pretty face, but every shop you go in, ignore him.
Should we let him know? Yeah.
Every shop you go in has got like a unicorn section nowadays, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It's just like the thing, but anyway, we digress. Unless people are addicted to unicorns, of course.
Well, I think they're addicted to saying they're addicted to unicorns, and it's a fun thing to say. I remember when I was at school, there was this girl there. She said, she got up in class and she said, I love watching Teletubbies, just to get attention to herself. And the teacher said, no, you don't. You just like the attention of doing it. And I think that's kind of like, ain't I so fun?
Yeah.
Aren't I such a outgoing, fun person?
This goes back.
I love silly stuff.
This goes back to what we were talking about New Year's resolutions. One of these podcasts we done a few weeks ago. It's not the actual doing the resolution. It's people saying, oh, well done. Oh, you're giving up smoking. Well done. And when that wears off, you're not interested in giving up anymore, you know, and that seems to be.
You've got a shitload of unicorns in there.
Yeah, and all you've done, you've just been collecting unicorns. Yeah.
Shitloads of unicorns. So if you end up with a shitload of unicorns, it's your own fault. You have been warned. Sorry, carry on.
But I don't know. It's a strange old world. This online thing. It's a strange old world.
Yeah. Well, it's instant gratification again. It's just look at me, look what I'm doing, look how well I'm doing. Look how well we know about all that stuff.
I think the biggest thing is just recognising that and when we say addicted, I mean, you know, it's more about having tunnel vision, isn't it? It's more about sort of latching onto a platform, latching onto a person. Some people are addicted to going to events. Some people are addicted to, reading books. Some people would sit and read and absorb all this information. And you can absorb all the information in the world, but if you don't do anything with it, is there any point?
No.
It's just for me. I sort of look at that and sort of think, if you're not going to do any, same as people going to university and doing a course. I had somebody who worked for me. He went to university and he spent 4 years doing the history of art.
Yeah, I remember saying.
Yeah. So he spent 4 years at university, clocked up £50,000 in debt.
Yeah.
Done the history of art. Had absolutely no interest in doing anything as a job surrounding that at all. Was just more or less addicted to absorbing that information and learning about it, but didn't want to do anything with it.
I mean, what can you do with that?
Well, museum or something, I suppose.
Well, I suppose so.
Yeah, but all you would be is like one of the tour guides that said,
we read it off a script. I don't know, strange one. But people are addicted to learning information. People are addicted to going to events, and I think everybody should look at what are you addicted to.
And what is you getting it out of
What
it?
is it you're addicted to, and do you actually get any reward or return on your investment from being addicted to it? I think it's okay to be addicted to gambling if you win every single time. Is it a problem? If you're winning every single time, would it be a problem? Probably not. I don't think
would it be classed as gambling.
It wouldn't be classed as gambling. Yeah,
you're addicted to winning.
You're just addicted to winning. You do it every single time. Are you getting a return on it? If you're addicted to something that isn't serving you, should you be doing it, or is there something else you could be doing with that time? And
another good thing is, when does something when you do something turn into that's an addiction now? Like when do you go over the dark to the dark side? Like people are addicted to watching YouTube videos all the time, motivational YouTube videos, and then when does that go from quite watching them make me feel good to I've just spent the last 7 hours?
That's a good point actually. I think it's what you do with it is a big thing. So like you said, if somebody's constantly watching motivational videos, it's all well and good, but is it allowing you to actually go and do whatever you're getting the motivation for, or are you scrolling through your timeline for a reason? It's like we were saying, if you work with people, if you have your customer demographic or whatever on your feed, then that makes sense. But if you're just scrolling through, just ask yourself why are you doing what you're doing now, and is this something that's going to be, serving me in a couple of years' time? So
I think the word hustle is an addiction in itself.
It's been taken.
I think it's just people are saying it to make them sound busy. I hustled. Oh, no one's hustling against you.
They're telling you.
They go at you.
Yeah, it's. I think it's really easy to say as well. It doesn't really have a meaning, hustle. It doesn't. You've got people who get up at 11 o'clock who tell you to hustle.
It's one of those. It's your own interpretation. To me, hustling is being resourceful. It's really sort of go into have a it's like some of the things that we've said before. So it's like you'll have a conversation with. So one of the we're looking to get into a certain market at the moment. And one of the conversations Mark was having with me, it was like, okay, you speak to this first person, because we've got a huge list of people, that we want to speak to. You speak to this first person, and then essentially you get feedback, and then you know what to do on the next call. That is hustling, rather than, okay, we're gonna do 100 calls each, and we're just gonna keep going.
And you mess every single one of them up. So
if you're not learning, like the hustle part of it is when you're learning quickly from what you can take from this to get to this, and then by the time you're at call number 4 or 5, you're in a much better position than call number 1, and just tear it through that list. To me,
because it's like this thing of I've been told no more times than more times than anybody else. There's a lot of truth in that. The more work you put in, the more people you approach, and the more people you ask, the more yeses you're going to get. Right, but there's also if you're not learning from the no's and getting that and that ratio isn't coming towards your in your favour,
going down.
It's like you can laugh about it, but it's where so many people get stuck, isn't it? Because constantly you get told, go out there and hustle.
Just do it.
But you believe hustling is having to do something 24/7. That's not the case at all. it's doing things in a smart way. And it's horrible because you see so many people get there. You see so many people, want to do this, want to do that, but they literally get stuck because they feel as though they have to.
They just burn out because they're not getting the return.
Like hitting this wall, and they think if they hit this wall 50 times, it will smash down. Whereas if they go and get a ladder, they can climb over it.
Good analogy.
Oh, I like it.
That was straight off the top of the dome as well.
Straight off the top of the dome.
Yeah.
Oh, it's like a rap.
But yeah, so I mean, is this really about being addicted to something, or is it more about
to the terminology,
getting a return on what you're doing? Because I think it's okay to sit on Facebook all day if somebody was paying you a huge amount of money to do it.
Well, that's the other thing, isn't it?
I think with everything like this, it's having a return. And I suppose that does come in with addictions because people they know it's not got a return, but they keep doing it. They know they're not getting anywhere. If they're, and I think it's about being honest with yourself. It's about it's about really knowing who you are, where you are, and recognising the fact that I do this all day, every day. I get no return on it. It doesn't serve me, but I can't stop doing it. And it's just recognising that and changing your journey. And it's not so many people. And I think it's a really important bit is people are on a journey. And they think they know where they need to end up.
Yeah.
And I promise you, wherever you think you need to end up, every multi-million-pound business that's ever been started is not doing what it originally set out to do.
Yeah.
None of them are. Because once you start on that journey, you find that you have to deviate and go down different paths, and you end up doing something similar to what you started out, but it's not always going to be what you originally thought you were doing. So I think, just to wrap this one up a little bit, I just think it's really important that you look at what you're addicted to. What is it you're spending your most time doing that isn't serving you? You might only be spending an hour a day on it, but you do it every day, and it never serves you. So that would I think.
Yeah, I would say so. That's good. Anything that you spend more than 2 hours doing,
every day.
A day. Write it down and just ask yourself, what is this doing for me? And then it may be the case that it doesn't do anything for you, and you're okay with that. That's fine, but at least you've identified it and you can see that. But if you're at a point where you're like, okay, I don't have time to do this, or I don't know why, I never seem to get things done, things like this, do that exercise. So write down, okay, what am I spending more than 2 hours on a daily basis doing, is the first point. Second point, how is this serving me? What is it doing for me? If it's something for a relaxation, that's fine. Do you need to spend more than 2 hours a day doing it?
I think it's also a plus and minus, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's pros and cons, because yes, how's it serving me, but also how's it affecting the people around me? How's it? What's the negative side of it? Is it, because I know lots of people that are addicted to playing online games, but they're doing it at work, and their work is suffering, and they're probably next in line for redundancy or the boot. So you might not feel it's causing any trouble to you at the moment, but honestly, deep down, you shouldn't be sitting there doing it for 6 hours a day at work. It's just recognising what you would consider to be an addiction, something you do all the time but you get no value from, and like you say, writing it down is. I think that becomes apparent with most people in self-development, most coaches and everything. Write it down.
Unless your addiction's writing stuff down, then use a dictaphone.
Yeah,
because you'll be adding to it. I don't want to get anyone.
That's like we were saying. If
it's serving
a good addiction, you can have good addictions, can't you?
Yes, you can.
Yeah, you might get cramp. Do you ever get that cramp in your hand when you're writing? It's just
No? Yeah, no. I get
painful.
it. It's called. There's something. It's called
writer's cramp.
Oh right, is that what it's called?
I thought it was writer's block.
Writer's block or writer's clamp.
Writer's block is in your head.
That's when you can't think.
You can't think. Right, if your hand turns into a block, then you've got something terribly wrong.
It's just a hammer.
All right, guys. Well, hope you've enjoyed this episode. Remember to subscribe. Josh, do you want to see us out?
See you later, guys.
No, that's
no. You're
subscribe at the start, didn't we?
Yeah, but we're gonna do it again.
Okay, guys, we are Successful Global on all the social media platforms. Like, share, subscribe, and we will see you next week.
See you later.
Cheers, guys.
Roger on Union 121. 34, 1 to 34 command. 4, you're in route to the battery, suspect 318 East 3rd Street.